Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, we talk game, relationship, yes, everything in between. Yo, we're gonna talk about the magical body language of blushing today, a blushed face, a blushed expression. Right? We're gonna go into the deep depths as to what it symbolizes, what it signifies, why it's a glorious symbol upon the face of the woman you're talking to, and so on and so forth. So before we start, we've got two links down in the description of the video. One will take you through to the dictionary of body language. That's essentially all of these videos compiled. You'll be able to see and basically you can learn how to read people's nonverbal cues from top to bottom and read their minds, plain and simple, free of charge. Second to that is the Patreon, where you'll join me in watching real life dating footage. I will break down the attraction and repulsion body language in real time. You'll see it in the world around you, you'll never forget it. Right, with that being said, blushing, yes, the turning red of the face, a reddening of the cheeks, a blushing of the cheeks. Women wear makeup called blusher to, well, don't get me wrong, I'm not too certain yet, but I assume it's in relation to naturally presenting this youthful, enticing appearance. It is a display that the body is experiencing an emotional distress. Alternatively, the body could be overheating due to exercise or, any sort of physical strain, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the emotional distress, but that distress in a dating sense, and don't get me wrong, we're not going to speak strictly dating and attraction and whatnot, because you can blush because you're embarrassed. Like, you as a man might be humiliated and you'll start to blush. That's not great, is it? But on this channel, we do somewhat emphasize attraction and the body language of, two people getting together and loving each other, because that's very important, right? So we're going to, really concentrate and highlight on that sort of stuff. But the blush and the blushing is an automatic process. It can't be consciously controlled, okay? You can't just switch your cheeks on. And that means it's incredibly honest as far as nonverbal communication is concerned, right? It's sexually appealing, as it signals that one is excited and youthful. Okay, youth in a woman is enticing, yeah? I've seen videos of women in their 30s and onwards going on about, oh, when you hit your 30s, you're invisible. Obviously, that's nonsense. It's not the case. But as your body clock ticks onwards, yes, biologically speaking, most men might not be as enticed by your physical form, because we are made to sort out the bearer of our children. No offense intended, right? We've got our own problems as men. Come on. I don't know if you've had a grandparent like this, but it tends to be a reoccurring theme as to where you eat a little bit, right? Like, if they haven't seen you in some time and you've eaten plenty, put a bit of weight on. You may have more blood flow to your cheeks. You may have rosy cheeks. Do you know when an overweight person might have like a red face or rosy cheeks or so forth? And what that grandparent will tell you, even though it might not necessarily literally be the case, they say, oh, you're looking healthy. You're looking healthy. So it produces a more healthy appearance, at least in contrast to a pale face, a blanched face. We did a video, if it's not out now, it will be out soon. The counter opposite of this, the blanching face, where the blood flow diverts into other areas as a response to a threat or fear. This isn't necessarily the case. Okay, it's the counter opposite. Not to say that the person might not be, threatened per se, because we spoke on anxiety a moment ago, when you're embarrassed, but hey, there's levels to this, right? A healthy red can be a sign of youthfulness. So even when it comes to young men, you will see men in their, men for lack of better terms, arguably boys, like teenage boys, you will see that they have a flushed red cheek, especially as they get younger and younger and younger and they still have that puppy fat. So we associate it with youthfulness. Now, a woman might not be looking out for that as a sexual cue from a man, but the vice versa, yes, most definitely. That's why there's makeup out there to enhance this look and manufacture this look. Right? Blood is pumped all over the body to get ready to do something in an emotional reaction. The ears can blush. Yeah? Pay attention to the ears. I was speaking to a woman for some time, months. We worked in close vicinity and played it cool, and then I had never seen this expression from her before. I asked her out. I said, would you like to go get some food whilst we're on our break next time? And blah, blah, blah. And she blushed in reaction. And you may ask, well, how do you know if she's blushing? Well, the thing is, if you know their baseline behavior and you know you've seen them frequently enough to generally understand what color and tone their skin is, it becomes quite clear, especially with the cluster of behavior. Maybe it will manifest particular pacifying behaviors and self-touching and soothing gestures in the process. But if you understand and know that person, you will identify it. And of course, one thing being, the person probably needs a lighter skin tone. You know? I can't really identify. I mean, have a look at the image before you. She's not necessarily the lightest of skinned, but it comes with the nature of the actual cluster of body language you're seeing. You can see she's got a big wide grin on her face. She's moving her hands up to her face to cover her face unconsciously. Maybe she's insecure about her smile, but what she's doing is she's trying to hide away. Not out of fear or stress. Maybe out of a little bit of embarrassment. So there's a bit like, oh, give up, don't look at me. But that's what you're seeing before you. Now, I just brought that up, the image up, just to speak on, the tone of skin. Clearly, if somebody is of a lighter complexion, it's going to be clearer. Such as a suntan is going to be clearer on somebody who has the canvas that reflects that change more so than somebody with a darker tone of skin. But this bodily reaction is going to be in effect with anyone who feels the human existence, Blushing is linked to a release of adrenaline and cortisol, and that courses through the body when people get excited. It's not a bad thing. When someone's nervous or embarrassed or stressed, it can happen clearly. Don't perceive embarrassment as a negative when it comes to dating and attraction. You know more than me, it's incredibly cute when a woman is coy and shy and, you might wind her up and find a sweet spot where you can sort of friendly, bully her a little bit. Oh, what you say? What bloody hell? You've got bigger hands than me and all this and that. Don't get me wrong, she might be insecure about that sort of stuff, but she goes, oh, shut up. Bah, 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 bah. Shut up. You've just got small hands. And you might see, this heightened emotional reaction. The hormone of cortisol diverts blood flow from the digestive system and sends it to major muscle groups, highlighting them, giving them a burst of energy, right? The blood vessels that deliver blood to the faces will dilate, meaning they will open and they will allow more blood to reach the surface, causing the surface to turn red. It can happen in the upper chest just as much as the face and the ears, but me personally, I don't see that often. That's not something I've clocked onto, really. I mean, people don't tend to just have their upper chest out and about for the most part. And if they do, you have to catch them and engage with them in the right manner to create this physical response. On a side note, I was dating a girl, and I've forgotten what the medical term is, but some people naturally have like a blushed tone of skin on their face. She used to wear makeup to sort of dull it down a little bit, but I thought it was really cute because it reflected, as we spoke on, that youthful, pure expression and this innocent image. I thought she looked like a little. I thought she looked like a little gnome. I thought it was really cute. So as a man, I see. As a man, it creates a paternal reaction in me. One as to which I need to care for and look after that young, beautiful woman, right? So let's go across a couple of terms in relation to this. It's a state of arousal, potentially embarrassment, which, as we spoke of, isn't a bad thing. Definitely some emotional heightening, which, if you want to, really get into the world of a woman, you must do so via the emotional, not necessarily rational and logical talk, unless they're that way inclined and you have something important to say. But the realm of, emotional connection tends to be how you want to be engaging with women you find attractive. Why the hell not? Sign of nervous energy, shyness, stress, and of course, as we sort of briefly overviewed, quite clearly, if she's been on the running machine, if she's been on the treadmill for 2 hours, yeah, more than likely that as well. But with that being said, I'm signing out, so click like and subscribe, and check out the 2 links down below. Peace.